So let me tell you something you probably already know. Social media is ruining your life, quite literally, and I know it because I lived it, and it's not your fault because these apps are designed to get screen time and attention. And so to do so, they get really good at producing dopamine in your brain, all these bright, vibrant colors. Think about what happens when you get a notification, right? And so if your life is uncomfortable and there's some struggle in your life, then this first thing that we go to because we don't want to feel uncomfort is to social media. And it also produces this false sense of community because you're seeing other people's faces, but you're not really with them. And so that also, it's a good thing and a bad thing with the communication and how we've been able to, adapt as a society, but it can be addictive, and that's the problem. If it's addictive and it's controlling your life, meaning the first thing you wake up and you roll over to look at your phone, or you're always on your phone looking at social media, you're starting to become detached from real life, and you're living in an illusion and comparing yourself, which often happens, to people that are sharing their highlight reel, not the realness of who they are and the struggles that they're going through. I think social media is getting better at that, but it's still there, and it's a lot of the Photoshop stuff, and then we look up and we look at life and it's not as pretty, so then we continue to look at our phones. And so our phones become these devices that have definitely helped us in certain areas, but if we're addicted to them, then it's controlling us, and it takes us away from living our own life, because then we just get caught up in social media. And you've been down the rabbit holes of YouTube, and I know I have, and it's a way to bypass things, sitting with the uncomfort that's in your life. And how we build resiliency, how we build character, how we grow as people is sitting with that uncomfort and working through it and getting resourceful and finding a way out. That's the way to your light and to being more of your true self, is actually in working through all of that stuff so you can have a sense of inner peace and you're not running from anything or having to go to certain addictions, whether it's social media or anything else, to feel any sort of way about yourself. So when you've worked through your stuff and you have looked through your fears, conquered your inner demons, there's a sense of confidence that comes with that. And it's a very centered confidence that's full of peace, that's full of expression to be yourself. You just have this freedom to fully express the realness of who you are, not who you think you're supposed to be to get likes or follows or what people are gonna like. Because if you're running your life based on what other people are thinking of you, you're not having your life. You don't have your life. They do. And if you're a rebel out there and you're doing the opposite of what everybody's telling you to do, you're still living your life on the guidelines of what somebody else is telling you to do. You're just doing the inverse and the opposite. So really sitting with the uncomfort, or just sitting with yourself, having a sense of self-awareness is so key to your spiritual growth, but to also your freedom. So you break those addictions, you start thinking positively, you start thinking optimistically, you start seeing all the opportunities that are around you to have fun, to feel more joy, to be high on life, literally. And from that place, you can create whatever you want. But we've got to disassociate from the illusion. We've got to break free from the addiction, especially of social media, and snap back into reality and get out of the facade and the illusion and the dream of a different life and what we're showing and what everybody's showing. So if this is something that you want to do and you're recognizing, yep, I'm addicted to social media, then I invite you to join Dark 72. Go to dark72.com. It is a 3-day dopamine fast, water fast, which means just water, no food, and it's a 3-day deep dive in your spiritual journey. So you actually look through all the stuff that's uncomfortable, all the stuff that's creating all these fears and doubts and insecurities. And when you sit with them, we go to it to go through it. On the other side, you'll have freedom. On the other side, you'll have found a deeper side of yourself, and you won't care what other people think. You won't be controlled by these addictions, and you'll actually have freedom in your own life to dive back into life and create the life that you want. So again, that's Dark 72. It's time to break the addiction of social media and actually use it as a tool instead of having it use you. I'll see you then.